I'm recording this after having just watched the season finale of season 2 of The Mandalorian. And of course, the big reveal was that Luke Skywalker gets Grogu. Now, I had said before that there were only 3 possibilities for Grogu. They were going to, least likely, but most fan service, most rewarding, best fit, was they give him to Luke Skywalker, because then he goes to the Jedi Temple, Kylo kills him, end of story. It wraps up nicely. Never in a million years thought they'd do it. Second, more likely, but not as quite a good a fit, Mace Windu shows up, and they have the conflict with him and Boba, which is obvious if they do that. That seemed like a possibility, but I wasn't totally sold on it. The third and most likely outcome, I thought, what was the worst fit, was Cal Kestis shows up. They made such a big deal about Cal's video game being canon. His whole thing was finding kids and younglings and Force sensitives, and that he said, well, they'll find me at the end of the video game. So it seemed like they were setting that up. Plus, Cal Kestis' lightsaber is coming to Galaxy's Edge, so I thought that this would be an opportunity to introduce him in live action. Plus, he was cast as a real actor in the video game, and his likeness was used, so it would be an easy transition. But I'm super thrilled they picked Luke. The thing that blew me away was, it was very subtle, but so this was like their hey, Rogue One, hold my beer moment. Luke destroyed, as soon as they started setting up the battle droids coming in and barricading the door and everything, I said, they're just setting this up for a Jedi to come in and wipe it out. Who's it going to be? As soon as I saw the X-Wing, I was like, they went Luke. Okay, this will be interesting. And they went ROTJ, which I'm okay with. He has the same gear in ROTJ, no beard or anything like that. They didn't use the Last Jedi flashback gear that he has when he's the Master of the Temple, which is totally fine, because it's only 3 years after ROTJ. So I got to tell you, man, that scene, fuck me, that was intense. That was a great moment for Luke Skywalker. It gave everybody the Jedi Master badass Luke Skywalker they felt they didn't get in the new trilogy. I think we did get it, but I'm not going to go down that road. But what I really, really wanted to point out, what I loved, what I liked, was the mannerisms of Luke Skywalker in this moment. Luke Skywalker shows up, he's standing very tall, his very tall posture, very slow movements, his reveal, his mannerisms, his speech. He's very stoic. He's very presenting himself as the Jedi Master. His hubris, if you will. He's playing the role that's laid out for him. This is the way a Jedi is supposed to behave. This is what people expect when they see the great Jedi Master Luke Skywalker. He's being that. And he's supposed to be. Because we know from The Last Jedi, that's the mistake. You're not supposed to be this emotionless Buddhist person. It doesn't work, because what was Episode 9's Force Ghost Luke like? Very animated, very sarcastic, very joking, very direct, not speaking quizzical. Much like Yoda was when he was old. He had figured it out as well. He had moved beyond being a Jedi Master. Just like Luke had moved beyond being a Jedi Master. But in this moment, he's pretending to be the Jedi Master. I mean, he is one, but he's playing a role that he thinks he's supposed to do. He isn't behaving the way he feels he should. He's doing what he thinks is expected of him in this moment, because he's Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. And they do it very subtly, with very few movements, but the way he speaks and the way he presents. And when he says, "Are you a Jedi?" "I am." You know, like, "Yes, I am." Like, this is the same Luke Skywalker who we think has overcome his emotions, but this is the same Luke Skywalker who carries the flaw that almost killed Vader. They said in criticism of The Last Jedi, he wouldn't kill his dad, so why would he kill Kylo? Well, he did almost kill his dad. That was kind of the whole emotional crux of that movie. He's not going to kill Vader. Vader says, "Oh, maybe I'll get your sister." He goes apeshit and is going to kill him right up until he sees the severed hand and makes a choice in one moment to not do it. But he was about to drop the death blow. And if you look at that moment in RTJ, when he's got the death blow coming on Vader, that's what Rian Johnson reenacted as he's standing over Kylo, young Ben Solo. He wanted to channel that moment because he felt where that was the emotional, pivotal moment to choose right that changed the destiny of Vader and the galaxy by not falling to the dark side. The same choice befell him later, that same emotional flaw, and he made the wrong one. He pulled the saber out, and that cost him. And I feel like it's a perfect transition, because what they're really driving at is the Jedi are wrong about emotion. You can't detach yourself from feeling these things. You have to master your emotions by feeling them. It's like Vulcans versus, Romulans. Or if you remember, they did this thing with Spock's brother where he said emotion is the way to to serenity, not logic. And he said you have to be able to feel them to the point where you master them. And Luke was never good at mastering his emotions because he was young and he didn't have proper training. So when he got super emotional, he tended to make stupid choices. He did it in ESB. He did it in ROTJ. He did it when he pulled the sword on his kid. And then he made another stupid mistake by running away and going and hiding. And in the end, when he sacrificed his life, he realized that he was wrong and that, you know, there was a need for Luke Skywalker and all that stuff. But he couldn't be Episode 9 Luke. He can't be like, hey, what's going on? I'm Luke Skywalker. You know, he can't be that jovial, like the way Rey is and everything, because she's not really a Jedi. She's beyond that. So I like that the choice was made that he's going to be very, very stoic. He's going to be very reserved. He's going to present himself like Qui-Gon Jinn. He's going to present himself like the way old school Jedi would, the way he thinks a Jedi is supposed to be. And I think that that was very, very smart because it does carry perfectly into the failing moment that's going to lead to him ruining everything and it make that tragedy. He couldn't just show up and be smiling, all teeth and super, you know, hey, I'm Luke Skywalker. Like he's playing the role of Jedi Master. These people expect to see Luke Skywalker Jedi Master. I'm going to give them that. And it's done very subtly. And it looks like it was done very intentionally, and I really liked that. A lot of people are not going to agree with that assessment, but you follow enough of Favreau, you read enough of Favreau. This was deliberate. It had to have been. I would be shocked if it was just an accident, because that was not Mark Hamill's natural voice. This dialogue had to be made a certain way. It had to be processed and scrutinized over to be the way they wanted it. And the facial features are animated. They had to make him look exactly the way they wanted. You're not sitting there and telling me that that's not deliberate. This was very deliberate. This was presenting a sort of peacocking Luke Skywalker, like, I am the Jedi Master. And yet, he hasn't learned everything there is to learn yet. He thinks he has. And you see that in that character. But he's not as far as he thinks he is. He's the Olympic gold medalist with the world record. He's not the coach who got him there yet. And that's why I really liked they showed us this Luke. Because yes, you get the badass moment for the fan service on the surface level, but under it, there's all this area for emotional growth for this character. You see where he thinks he is, and that's hubris. And that's exactly what he talks about in The Last Jedi. It adds richness to that character to me, which I liked a lot. I felt that Last Jedi and 9 were Mark's greatest performances as an actor. I loved all the way he handled the dialogue, how he displayed the emotions and all that. And I feel like this does not negate that. This fuels that. The flawed Luke and the realized Luke becoming the jovial, Yoda, funny, happy Luke that he is in 9 as a Force ghost, you know, where he's no longer bogged down by flaws. He's accepted them, understood them, overcome them, and can teach them now as a Force ghost because he's at peace. I loved that they chose to make this a very emotionless Luke Skywalker, a very sort of, I am the Master. So brilliant. And I just recorded this while it was fresh in my mind. Not so much because I wanted to put this argument out there for people, but I wanted to remember where my mind was at when I saw this moment, because who knows what's going to happen in the next few years, if we see more Luke, if we don't, if they make changes. In 10 or 20 years, when we reflect back on what Disney gave us for Luke Skywalker, maybe the day that Mark passes away, I want to be able to go back to this and realize that I saw this connection at this time, and how I felt about it was I was very happy about it, because my opinion may change down the line. My opinion changed about several aspects of the prequels after listening to Filoni's explanation and things like that, and, you know, different aspects of it. So I'm curious to see if I still think this way down the line. So I'm more so making this video for me than for anybody checking out my YouTube. But I did want to let myself know, Al, you did predict that Luke was one of the only 3 people that could have showed up to get him. You also said that you thought in a million years it never would have been Luke, so they shocked the crap out of you. And you were very, very happy that he showed up, but you were more so happy about what you felt was the way they represented Luke as still looking like a Jedi Master, but he's not a Master yet, because he still has that flaw, and they didn't just erase it. Now, Din Djarin, last thing I'm going to say about Din Djarin, he removes his helmets 3 times in the entire series. Time number 1, pure fear on his face. And this is the level of actor that Pedro Pascal is. Pure fear. He's never removed his helmet. He does not want to remove his helmet, but he's having it removed by a robot, and he's using a sort of loophole, a legal loophole, to do it. And he's so unsure that this is a good, like, is this okay? Is this okay? You can just see it all over his face. He does not want this helmet off. And it's not the kind of super reveal you want, where you take it off and it's that Gaston grin and it's like, I am a superhero. This is a beaten up, bloody, broken dude. This is not what you want to show your hero as for the first time. This is a dude. This is just a human. And it's pure fear on his face. The second time he removes it with Bill Burr, he has to choose to do it. What's more important, your principles or the kid? And so when he takes the helmet off, there's self-loathing. There's disgust. There's disappointment. There's uncomfort. This is not a comfortable situation having this off. I don't know how to behave in society with people looking at me in the eye and can see my face. I'm uncomfortable. So it's not the same face on him that we saw when he removed it the first time. And he doesn't know how to behave. Just look at him in that. Bill Burr is so comfortable. And so is the gentleman he's speaking to. His name escapes me at the moment. He's a good actor, though. And Din's just like, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. I'm so uncomfortable. He's having like an anxiety attack right in the middle of this scene. And then the third time, to show, he wants Grogu to see his face. He does not give a shit about Skywalker or anybody else in that room. This is about realizing this is not the way. The way of the Mandalore is not right. A real true connection with somebody is more important. And the helmet comes off. And there's nobody else in that room but him and Grogu. And the face we see then, that's the hero face. That's the hero reveal. That being the third and last time we see him remove his helmet, probably, because I'm honestly, I don't think we're going to see Din Djarin again. That's my opinion. We may. I mean, I'm hoping we do. They did reveal at the end the Book of Boba Fett is next. That is not a series. That is season 3. People are thinking, oh, we're going to get a Boba Fett show. No. I called this at the beginning of season 1. As soon as they showed Boba, I said, well, guess who's going to be the Mandalorian in season 3? It's going to be Boba Fett. It's not going to be Din Djarin. And this is accurate. Din Djarin, they said that Mando was going to continue in December of 2021. And this next season is going to focus on Boba so that Dave and John can go do Rangers and go do Ahsoka and do the shows that they need to do, which are going to film at the same time. They do not have time for Din Djarin. So we're going to get Boba, probably run by somebody else for a change, and they're going to go off and set up these other 2 shows to get them ready. So we're not going to get Din Djarin in season 3, probably. We're just going to get Boba, which I'm fine with, because they did that with Spartacus, and I was fine with it. I loved Gannicus. So this is our Gannicus. We're getting Gannicus. We're getting the badass for a season, and then we're going to come back to Din Djarin. Will it still be Pedro? I do not know. It depends on if rumors are true or not, and he's as pissy as they say he is about it, but rumors are rumors. So we'll see. But they can do one of 3 things. They can have Mando rules. Mando's hanging out with Bo until they figure out what to do with the sword. Or they can't get Pedro back, so Bo kills him and takes the sword. And we just go on with the story. But if this is the end of the show completely, I'm fine with it. But now that Grogu's gone, I think it's smart to take a break from Din Djarin. He should fuck off and go hide and not be seen for a while until some epic moment brings him back into the fight and they go, it's Mando, he's back, he's coming to fight with us. And so I think this is a smart move. I've said this to all my friends offline, but like Disney is far smarter than people are giving them credit for. I mean, they've been planning stuff like this for years. They knew after the fallout of Last Jedi not being cool, that they were going to have to do some damage control, and they laid out a very intricate plan that was going to take place over years to get it back. And man, when you just see it falling into place, it's like a conspiracy theory. You're just like, fuck, these guys are smart. And if you think like YouTube creators are not involved in it and stuff like that, you're wrong. They definitely are. It's all part of their plan. Because look how smart they are about it. Because it's worked. Star Wars is now flipped 100%. Star Wars is the coolest thing happening. They've got 20 fucking shows coming out and everybody loves it. Eating it up. Can do no wrong. You can put out Star Wars anything right now and you can do no wrong. I don't think we'll see Rian Johnson's trilogy ever come to fruition, even though I would love to see it. I think that his name is tainted in Star Wars, and they won't support anything he does, even though he's a fucking Academy Award-nominated writer. Guy's brilliant, but whatever. People are the way they are. But yeah, so I think this was just so much happened in a very small space, but the way they did his face was just so fucking brilliant, because The face you see in the third and final reveal that's the Mandalorian. He doesn't even need the helmet. It's a confident face. It's a stern face. It, the way he positions his head and his neck and everything, and the eyelids, and dude is got a palette of subtlety. I love it to death. So yeah, man, Mando finale, fucking the shit. Going back to Tatooine and doing boba for season 3, fired up. I'm all about it. And hopefully they'll bring back Timothy Olyphant, because that'd be sweet. But fucking whatever, man. I'm down. Just give me a guy in a Mando bucket and we're good, bro. So this was a great finale. I love it to death. So happy with the Skywalker choice. I never thought in a million years they'd give us that Rogue One hold my beer moment, but they fucking did, and did it deliver, man. Not since Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon tore through battle droids, as my friend Ryan was telling me, have we seen that level of fuck you with a lightsaber. But the fact that they were willing to do it opens up a lot of possibilities now, because Luke can show up. Does Ahsoka meet Luke? Hey, I knew you're dead. Do we see the temple at some point? Do we see young Ben Solo? Do we see these things leading up to the prequels, adding value to the prequels, adding validity to the prequels, so that they're the sequels, so that they're even more correct? I love the sequels. Fuck you. You don't like it? Don't watch it. I watch it. I watch them like once a month. I love the fucking sequels. I love the writing. I love the acting. I love the story arcs. I love the character arcs. I don't care about the slow dipping mechanism crap and all that stuff. Star Wars has never had compelling subplot. The Titanic. The fucking boat's gonna sink. It's about, what are the characters on the boat doing? Who cares how the boat sinks? That's irrelevant. Because if you think about it, the live story of the Titanic is actually even dumber than most Star Wars. There's a big giant boat, and they missed a big giant iceberg. How the fuck did that happen? That's the story. The greatest boat that was unsinkable hit a fucking iceberg. Wouldn't you see it coming? If the Titanic wasn't a true story, nobody would ever believe it. But I gotta tell you, fuck me, dude. Like, Favreau and Filoni, what a combination. Yeah, loved it.